Can we finally admit that the Israeli government is committing terrorism by funding a group of domestic terrorists, i.e., the Israeli settlers? The Israeli government gives them money and gives them funds so that they can go out and kill Palestinians in the West Bank and take their land. They're also protected by the IDF, and if these people try to defend themselves, they'll either be labeled as terrorists or killed off by the IDF or Israeli settlers. This is domestic terrorism, no matter how much they claim that God gave them that land. Just because you claim a fictional being gave you something doesn't mean it's yours.
We're back now with a closer look at heightened tensions in the occupied West Bank. As the Israeli-Hamas war rages on miles away, Palestinians in the West Bank are facing more threats from Israeli settlers who seek to push them out. Richard Engel reports.
The tiny Palestinian village of Atwani is in the West Bank, where shepherds still tend their flocks in scenes unchanged for centuries. Sami Hourani.
And because the Israeli government occupies the West Bank, they control the West Bank by force. The fact that they're killing people and creating settlements is a war crime, and this has been denoted by the UN many times before. Does the Israeli government care? No, because they think they get to own that land, and since the Palestinians live on it, the only way to get total control of it is by killing all the Palestinians.
Whose family has lived here for generations, told me since Hamas's October 7th massacre, Jewish settlers have become far more aggressive in their long campaign to drive Palestinians from this land.
And the idea is just to make your life so hard that you'll leave.
To make the life unlivable, unsustainable, unsafe. Just at some point you will flew away from here.
Yeah, that's been the goal of many people in the Israeli government. That's what a lot of them talk about, to make Gaza and the Bank so unlivable that the Palestinians will either leave or die off so that they can then come in and rebuild it so that the Israelis can have it.
Sami says the attackers come from Chavat Maon, a Jewish settlement built on occupied Palestinian land. The settlement is illegal under international and Israeli law.
Now they have.
Ooh, wow, I didn't know that the settlements were illegal under Israeli law, which is wild because it's the Israeli government that is funding and arming these people. So that means they don't even care about their own laws.
Have more and more authority and more protection to do what they want.
That includes, he says, shooting at Palestinians.
So if you were shot right now, there would be no consequences.
No consequences.
No one would ask.
It didn't take long before we were noticed.
Yeah, how is it not terrorism for an armed Israeli citizen to murder an unarmed Palestinian citizen and to take that land? That is terrorism.
There's a Jeep coming toward us now.
He was dressed like an Israeli soldier, but had no name tag or rank.
That's because they don't want the IDF members to be recognized and named, so they're keeping the identity a secret as well as the rank.
You want us to leave?
Yes.
Okay.
What's the problem?
Stop the camera. Get in the car now.
Well, he's telling them to stop the camera, to turn off the camera so that it can't be reported what he's doing, how he's treating these people. And we're supposed to believe that the Israeli government cares about like factual reporting.
Okay.
Get into the car now. Leave it. Get into the car now.
He needs his
Get
ID.
into the car now.
He needs his ID to go.
Yes. Get into the car now.
Okay. What do you think is going to happen now?
I really don't know. Anything
Well, this is nothing but terrorism right here.
can happen. Now we will see.
We left without further incident.
Well, now they're threatening the media, the press, with violence by pointing guns at them. They don't want the media to report on what the Israeli settlers are doing to the Palestinians because it doesn't make the Israeli government look good. Committing terrorism against the Palestinians by arming citizens with weapons doesn't make a government look good.
Sammy shared with us other videos appearing to show settlers attacking his neighbors. The Israeli government responded in a statement, saying in part it has zero tolerance for citizens taking the law into their own hands, and that
Though that is a lie because the Israeli government arms these people. They have the IDF protect them. You just saw an IDF member force the media and a Palestinian dude because they were filming.
most of the so-called settlers are law-abiding citizens.
The vast
Well, they're law-abiding citizens, yet they're committing illegal acts by killing Palestinians and creating settlements in occupied territory. That's weird how they're considered law-abiding. That means the Israeli government supports this.
majority of violence that's committed by settlers goes absolutely undocumented, unaccounted for.
Eliana Boswell is a Jewish American activist documenting violence against Palestinians in the West Bank.
Does the Israeli
Oh, don't tell me this Israeli American is anti-Semitic because she doesn't support what the Israeli government is doing, funding and arming domestic terrorists. You know, it's just pretty wild how, like, anybody that criticizes the Israeli government or is against the Israeli government is supposed to be anti-Semitic when you have a lot of Israelis, Israeli Americans, and just Jewish people around the world that are against what the Israeli government is doing because they're committing a genocide.
government support this movement?
Absolutely. I think it's essential to understand that the settler movement and the Israeli government are deeply enmeshed and intertwined.
The settlers are not hiding their goal of full Jewish control of the West Bank and Gaza Strip and believe October 7th was a turning point. Daniela Weiss is a leader of the settler movement.
We are not going.
These people treat the Palestinians just like how the Nazi Germans treated the Jewish people. Though this is what happens when people that are fascists. They're going to treat people like animals and don't care what they do to other people because that's their belief. I mean, when you see people as animals, you know, killing people is going to be a-okay, especially when you can pretend to back it up with self-defense or God gave you the land.
To give sovereignty, national independence to Arabs in the Jewish land. I make it as clear as possible. Enough is enough. No patience, no forgiveness, no consideration. Out.
Deliberately expelling.
This woman believes that land that doesn't belong to her belongs to her, and she wants to justify it with a bunch of BS. I mean, if she's going to try to claim, due to Hamas, that like she deserves this land for self-defense or whatever, you gotta blame Bibi Netanyahu, who helps fund Hamas through Qatar.
An entire people from their homeland
Yes.
is a war crime.
Because they deliberately killed my friends.
So, because of a terrorist group that is help funded by Bibi Netanyahu, she thinks she's justified in murdering a bunch of people for land that doesn't belong to her. That's just insanity. And this is like what the Nazis also believed. These people are no different than the Nazis. It's just, and they just want to do it for their own selves. It's just crazy.
They massacred my friends, and this is the way I react. I'm full with pain for my people. So I do not have room for other people.
Well, that's just insanity, to be honest. She wants to murder a bunch of kids and innocent people because of the actions of another group of people. That's just true insanity. That's no justification. That would be like, that would be like, I don't know. That's just, I can't really make an example. It's just insanity to think you get to kill people or expel people from their lands just for the actions of another group of people.
Richard Engel, NBC News.